That baby ain't mine. The words exploded like a thunderclap in the sterile hallway of the urban hospital. Cold, vicious, final. You really think I'd stoop to this? Alexander Grant snarled, his voice echoing with disdain. A maid, a nobody? This is a scam. Keisha Johnson, 28, sat frozen on the bed, cradling her newborn son with trembling hands. Her eyes were swollen, not just from labor, but from betrayal. She didn't reply, lips sealed tight, body hunched protectively over the infant, like a shield against the onslaught. I came to end this nonsense, Alexander continued, pacing furiously. Look at him yourself. Keisha shifted, letting a beam of light hit the baby's face. That's when it struck. Those rare storm gray eyes identical to his own and his grandfather's before him. A genetic mark impossible to fake. His heart stuttered, doubt flickering in his iron control. But he shoved it down, muttering, coincidence. If Keisha's strength moves you, hit like, subscribe, and comment where you're watching from and what time it is. Who knows, someone nearby might be tuning in too. The estate loomed like a fortress in the rolling hills, all marble floors and glass walls that scream money. Keisha Johnson wiped down the granite countertops in the massive kitchen, her hands raw from scrubbing. She'd been here 3 months, blending into the background like the hired help she was. A black woman from the city, keeping things spotless for a man who barely glanced her way. Alexander Grant, the real estate tycoon, ruled his empire from this palace, barking orders into his phone about multi-million-dollar deals. He was white, sharp-suited, and untouchable, with those storm gray eyes that could cut through steel. Morning started before dawn. Keisha folded towels, brewed his coffee black and strong, and arranged his ties by color. She knew his habits. Strawberries sliced just right, no fingerprints on the windows. Alexander never smiled, never said thanks. He was a machine, cold, bored, always chasing the next win. But one winter night, during his annual gala, everything cracked. The house buzzed with suits and gowns, champagne flowing like water. Keisha ghosted through the crowd, refilling glasses, dodging elbows. Laughter echoed off the chandeliers, but she felt invisible. After the last guest peeled out in their luxury rides, Alexander called her to his study. Keisha, he slurred, slumped in his leather chair, shirt half unbuttoned, whiskey glass dangling. Come here. She hesitated in the doorway, apron still tied. Sir, need something cleaned? He waved it off. Sit down. The room smelled of cigar smoke and bourbon. Snow tapped against the windows like whispers. Keisha perched on the edge of a chair, hands clenched. Alexander eyed her, not with his usual command, but something empty. You ever feel like you've got it all, but it's nothing? He muttered. People kiss up when you're on top, but alone? It's a joke. She didn't answer. What could she say? He laughed bitter. Of course you don't get it. You're real. No games. He reached for her hand, not rough but insistent. You're different, Keisha. You listen. Her heart pounded. This wasn't right. I should go, she whispered. Why? Scared I'll forget. His breath was hot, laced with grief. He pulled her closer, kissed her, clumsy, searching. Keisha froze, caught in fear and her own loneliness. She'd been alone too long, scraping by in a world that didn't see her. She didn't pull away. Later, in a guest room she'd cleaned 100 times, Keisha stared at the ceiling. Sheets tangled. Alexander left without a word, stumbling back to his wing. Morning came, and she folded his shirts like nothing happened. Weeks blurred. He ignored her, back to commands. Polish the silver, don't leave spots. Then the test turned positive. 2 pink lines staring back in the bathroom mirror. Keisha's stomach twisted. She waited until evening, when the house quieted, and found him on the patio, scrolling his phone under the stars. I'm pregnant, she said, voice steady but spine straight. Alexander paused, then smirked. You're kidding. I'm not. It's yours. I haven't been with anyone else. He stood towering over her, jaw clenched. You expect me to buy that? A maid pulling this stunt? Come on, Keisha. I know your type. Desperate, scheming. Her eyes stung, but she blinked it back. My type. I trusted you that night. You said I was different. He yanked out his checkbook, scribbled fast. Get rid of it. 50 grand. And don't come back. The check fluttered to her feet like trash. No hesitation, no glance at her face, just a slammed door. Keisha picked it up, fingers numb. She left that night, no severance, no reference. Just the echo of his words burning in her ears. Back in her cramped apartment in the rough neighborhood, walls thin as paper, she sank onto the sagging couch. Sirens wailed outside, neighbors arguing through the vents. This was her reality now. A tiny space smelling of damp and takeout. Bills stacking up. No safety net. She touched her belly, whispering, "You're not a mistake. You're mine." Tears came quietly, heavy. No dramatic sobs. Just the weight of survival crashing down. She thought of her mom, long gone, who'd scraped by, raising her alone. "I can do this," Keisha muttered, wiping her face. But doubt gnawed. How? No job, no support, just this life kicking inside her. Days turned to weeks. Keisha hustled for work, landing shifts at a local diner, feet aching from standing, grease clinging to her uniform. Customers whispered, "That's the girl who worked for that rich guy. Bet she got knocked up on purpose." She ignored them, head high, but inside it chipped away. Mrs. Rosa, the widow next door with her soft accent and sharp eyes, knocked sometimes with soup. "Eat, mija. You need strength for that, baby." And at the community church, Mrs. Loretta, with her polished skin and decades of wisdom, pulled her aside. "Child, truth doesn't hide forever. Men like him think money buries it, but it always digs its way out." Keisha nodded, clutching the crumpled check she hadn't cashed. Cashing it meant agreeing she was trash, that this baby was a payout. No way. She rocked back and forth on her bed, the city noise a constant hum. Alexander's storm gray eyes haunted her, the same ones she'd seen in the mirror that night. What if the baby had them? Proof he couldn't deny. But for now, she was alone, building walls against the world. The forbidden night had shattered her life, and rebuilding. That was on her. One day at a time, one breath, one kick from the life inside. She whispered to the empty room, "We'll make it, just you and me." The hospital hallway reeked of bleach and bad coffee, fluorescent lights buzzing like angry bees. Keisha Johnson lay exhausted on the stiff bed, sweat-soaked sheets twisted around her. Labor had been a beast, hours of pushing, gritting her teeth through the pain, no one holding her hand. Now, cradling her newborn son Jamal, she traced his tiny fingers, his skin soft and warm against her chest. His cries had quieted to soft whimpers, and for a split second, the world felt right. Then the door swung open. Alexander Grant stormed in, suit crisp, face twisted in fury, nurses scattered, eyes wide. He loomed over the bed, storm gray eyes narrowing. "That kid ain't mine," he barked, voice slicing through the room like a knife. "You really gonna pull this crap? A maid trying to trap me? Pathetic." Keisha's heart slammed against her ribs. She pulled Jamal closer, shielding him. Her eyes burned, red from tears she'd already shed. Not from birth, but from knowing this was coming. She bit her lip, refusing to beg. "Alexander," she whispered hoarse, "just look at him." He paced, fists clenched. "I came to shut this down. See it with my own eyes so you don't try this stunt again." Staff peeked from the doorway, patients in nearby rooms craning necks, but no one stepped in. Why would they? He was the big shot, the white billionaire in the fancy coat, pointing fingers at the black woman in a hospital gown. Keisha shifted Jamal, morning light from the grimy window catching his face. That's when Alexander froze. Those eyes, storm gray, eerie, a hue so rare it was like a family stamp. His eyes, his grandfather's. His pulse skipped, a crack in his armor, but he shook it off, snarling. "Nah, coincidence. Genetic size weird. Doesn't prove squat." The room went dead silent. Keisha watched the flicker in his gaze, that tiny doubt punching through his denial. She swallowed hard, a sob catching in her throat. Bending down, she kissed Jamal's forehead, holding him tighter, like squeezing could block out the hurt. "You set this up," Alexander hissed. "Probably knocked up by some nobody and figured you'd pin it on me for a payday." His words cut deep, shards of glass in the air. Keisha flinched but kept her head down. Whispers spread from the hall. She's trapping him. Should be ashamed. Typical gold digger. She heard everyone, tears streaking silently down her cheeks. Not the movie kind, loud and fake, but heavy, worn-out drops from a woman who'd already fought too much. Her mind flashed back. The gala night, his slurred confessions, the promises in the dark. You're safe with me, he'd murmured. Lies. Next day, business as usual. When she told him, he'd laughed it off. Tossed that check. Now 9 months later, here he was, still denying. Go ahead, he growled, yanking off his gloves. Sue me. Call the tabloids. You'll get zip. He gestured at Jamal. That ain't my blood. You saw his eyes, Keisha said softly, voice cracking but firm. Same as yours. You can fool the world, but not yourself. He scoffed, turning away. I see a liar scheming for my cash. If you have no shame, fine, but leave. His voice didn't waver, but that doubt lingered in his eyes. Keisha's chest ached. Then go. If you ain't got a heart, just leave. I won't beg. Alexander paused at the door, glancing back. Those gray eyes stared at him from the bundle in her arms. He stepped out, the door clicking shut. Outside, under the awning, rain started pattering. He pulled the crumpled check from his pocket, stared at it, then tore it in half, pieces fluttering to the wet pavement. But inside him the storm brewed. Keisha let out the sob she'd held, burying her face in Jamal's tiny body, rocking as pain crashed over her. You're my everything, she whispered. Not his mistake. Discharge papers came quickly. Keisha bundled Jamal, signed out, and hailed a cab with her last 20. The ride to her run-down apartment dragged, the city blurring past. Home was a shoebox, peeling paint, leaky faucet, neighbors blasting music. She laid Jamal in the second-hand bassinet, body screaming from exhaustion. First night alone hit hard. Jamal fussed, hungry. Keisha mixed the formula with shaking hands, fed him under the dim bulb. Tears mixed with sweat. We'll be okay, baby boy. But doubt crept in. How to pay rent? Formula? Diapers? Morning brought the grind. She dragged Jamal to the diner in a carrier from Mrs. Rosa. Thanks for watching him, Keisha said, handing him over. Rosa nodded, eyes kind. No problem, chica. That little one's a fighter, like his mama. At work, grease sizzled, orders barked. Customers eyed her. Heard you had that rich guy's kid, one muttered. Bet you're set for life now. Keisha forced a smile, pouring coffee. Just working like everyone else. Inside it burned. Whispers followed. She's lying. After his money. She wiped counters harder, ignoring the sting. After the shift, feet throbbing, she picked up Jamal. Mrs. Rosa handed him over with soup. Eat. You look beat. Keisha nodded, climbing stairs. In her apartment, she rocked Jamal, humming an old tune her mom sang. He settled, gray eyes blinking up. She touched his cheek. They don't know us, but I do. You're my reason. Outside, the city hummed on. Whispers grew, but Keisha built her walls higher. Survival mode kicked in. One shift, one feed, one day. Alexander's denial echoed, but those eyes, they were proof waiting to shine. The Bronx apartment creaked under winter's grip, walls thin enough to hear neighbors' arguments and sirens wailing like ghosts. Keisha Johnson rocked Jamal in the rickety bassinet, her body still sore from birth, mind racing with bills stacking like enemies. Rent due in a week, formula running low, no savings after scraping by on diner tips. She stared at the crumpled check from Alexander. 50 grand she'd never cash. Taking it meant admitting she was the liar he called her. No dice. Jamal stirred, his storm gray eyes blinking open, locking on hers. Keisha's chest tightened. You got his eyes, baby, she whispered, brushing his cheek. But you're all mine. Tears pricked, but she blinked them away. No time for breaking. Survival kicked in hard. Mornings hit like a truck. Keisha bundled Jamal, dropped him with Mrs. Rosa next door, the widow with her warm smile and endless pots of soup. Morning, mija, Rosa said, taking the baby. You eat yet? I got tamales. Keisha forced a grin, stomach growling. Thanks, but I gotta hustle. She rushed to the diner, uniform stiff with yesterday's grease. Shifts dragged, pouring coffee, flipping burgers, dodging grabs from rowdy customers. "Hey, sweetie, smile more," one guy leered. She ignored him, but whispers followed. "That's the chick who banged that rich dude. Bet she's after his wallet." Her manager barked orders. "Table five's waitin'." Keisha wiped sweat, feet throbbing in cheap sneakers. Tips sucked. Folks stiffed her, muttering, "Gold digger doesn't need my change." She pocketed what she got, calculating. Diapers, milk, bus fare. By closing, exhaustion clawed deep. Picking up Jamal, she found Rosa waiting with a bowl of rice and beans. "He was an angel today," Rosa said, handing him over. "But you look wiped. That father of his, he ought to step up." Keisha's jaw clenched. "He won't. Called me trash." She hugged Jamal tighter, his warmth the only anchor. Sundays brought a breather. At church, where folks nodded hello without judgment. Mrs. Loretta spotted her in the back pew, Jamal cooing softly. After service, the older woman approached, her gray coat buttoned tight, eyes sharp with lived wisdom. "You're Keisha, right? The one with the storm in her boy's eyes." Keisha stiffened, bracing for shade. "How'd you know?" Loretta smiled faintly. "Word travels, child. But truth, it stands taller than gossip." She glanced at Jamal. "He's got a fighter's gaze. Rare, like it means something." Keisha swallowed. "People say I'm lying, trying to trap him." Loretta's gaze hardened. "Let him talk. Men with money think they bury secrets, but truth always claws out. You stand firm for that, boy. You're not alone. Community's got your back." The words hit like balm. Keisha nodded, tears blurring. For once she felt seen, not as the scandal, but as a mom grinding through hell. Back home, she wrote in a cheap notebook, "Letters to Jamal someday. Your daddy denied you, but I chose you. That's power." Pen scratched paper, her resolve hardening. Across town, Alexander Grant paced his penthouse, the skyline glittering like fake promises. Those gray eyes haunted him, Jamal's face flashing in board meetings, derailing his focus. Stocks dipped on a bad deal. Partners grumbled. He poured scotch, but it tasted sour. His lawyer, Martin, called nonstop. "We got to handle this Maid mess," Martin said, voice slick. "Smear her, make her look unstable. Single mom from the hood? Easy target. Press'll eat it up." Alexander rubbed his temples. "She's stubborn. Didn't cash the check." "Then she's bluffing," Martin shot back. "If she squawks, we bury her. You're untouchable. Spin it as extortion." The word father echoed in Alexander's head, unbidden. He hung up, staring at his reflection. Storm gray eyes glared back, same as his old man's. Memories surged. His dad, cold as ice, drilling weakness out of him. "Never show cracks, boy. Cracks make you pray." Love, that was for suckers. His childhood, boardrooms over bedtime stories, fear over hugs. It forged him into a tycoon, but hollowed him out. Doubt gnawed. What if the kid was his? He shoved it down, dialing Martin back. Draft the dirt, make her disappear. But sleep evaded him. He tossed, seeing Jamal's eyes in the dark. Weakness, his dad's voice sneered. Or truth scratching free? Keisha pushed through another shift, ignoring stares. A customer sneered. "You're the one knocking boots with that billionaire?" "Figures." She bit her tongue, refilling his cup. After work, she trudged home. Jamal fussed in the carrier. She hummed to calm him. Rosa met her at the door. "Soup's on," and Loretta called, said, "Come by the pantry tomorrow. They got formula donations." Keisha exhaled, grateful. "God bless y'all." Inside, she fed Jamal, his gray eyes steady on her. "We got folks in our corner, baby. Ain't alone." Loretta's words replayed. Truth claws out. Keisha clung to that, walls up but cracking with hope. Alexander sat in his office, checkbook open. He wrote another, double the first. "And this," he muttered, sealing the envelope. Martin nodded in approval. "Smart. She'll cave." But as he mailed it, doubt twisted. His dad's ghost loomed. "Deny before it destroys you." Alexander slammed his fist. "She's nothing." Yet those eyes whispered otherwise. Keisha found the envelope slid under her door days later. 100 grand. A note. "Take it and vanish." Her hands shook with rage. She tore it, pieces scattering like confetti. "You can't buy us off," she hissed to the empty room. At church next, Loretta pulled her aside. "You holding up?" "Barely," Keisha admitted. "He sent more money. Thinks it'll shut me up." Loretta's lips tightened. Men like him fear truth more than scandal. But it waits. You got conviction? He doesn't. Keisha nodded, strength flickering. She touched Jamal's hand. "How do I tell him someday why his dad bailed?" "You show him you didn't," Loretta said. "You chose him. That's legacy." The words settled deep. Keisha walked home, head higher. Whispers trailed, but she tuned them out. Survival wasn't just grinding. It was fighting. Quiet, day by day. Alexander poured another drink, staring at the city lights. Martin's plan hummed. Discredit her, end the noise. But doubt roared louder. He saw his dad's face, unyielding, alone till the end. Was that his fate? He shoved the thought. She's bluffing. But deep down, the crack widened. Keisha rocked Jamal to sleep, humming softly. His eyes closed, peaceful. Truce coming, baby, even if he fights it. Snow blanketed the Bronx like a dirty sheet, muffling the city's roar, but not the whispers. Keisha Johnson trudged up the stairs. Jamal bundled against her chest, his breath warm puffs in the cold. Rent notice taped to her door. Late again. She ripped it off and shoved it in her pocket. Inside, the apartment chilled her bones. The heater sputtering, the walls echoing every cough from next door. She laid Jamal down, his storm gray eyes tracking her as she mixed formula. "We got this, lil' man," she muttered, but doubt clawed. Tips from the diner barely covered basics. Whispers there cut deeper than the wind. Shifts blurred into hell. Keisha balanced plates, dodging spills, feet screaming in soaked sneakers. Customers eyed her like dirt. "Ain't that the girl chasing that billionaire's cash?" one woman hissed to her friend. "Knocked up on purpose, I bet." Keisha overheard, gut twisting, but she slapped on a smile, refilling their mugs. "Cream?" No tip, just stares. Her manager grunted, "Ignore him or quit." Easy for him to say. After work, she picked up Jamal from Rosa's. The widow handed him over with a hug. "He ate well today. You holding up?" Keisha nodded, throat tight. "Barely. Folks talking trash everywhere." Rosa's eyes softened. "Let 'em. You're stronger than their noise." Home alone, Keisha collapsed on the couch, Jamal nursing. Whispers echoed, liar, trap, gold digger. She pulled out her notebook, pen flying. "Jamal, your mama fought for you when the world called her nothing. Strength ain't loud. It's showing up every damn day." Words poured, raw and fierce, her way of armoring him for the crap ahead. Sundays at church offered breath. Loretta spotted her, pulling her into a side hug. "How's our little storm-eyed warrior?" Keisha shifted Jamal. "Hanging in, but the talk, it's everywhere." Loretta nodded. "Gossip's cheap. Truth costs more." She snapped a quick photo of Jamal smiling in the light. "Mind if I share this on the community page? Folks need to see hope like him." Keisha shrugged. "Sure." Didn't think twice. That photo blew up. Loretta posted it in the local group. Cute kid with those eyes. Shares spread. Neighbors, friends, strangers. Comments flooded. Beautiful boy. Those eyes, special. But venom mixed in. Ain't that the Maid's kid? Trying to scam that rich guy. Keisha stared at her phone, heart racing. Viral? Crap. But part of her sparked. Proof out there. Those eyes screaming truth. Across the river, Alexander Grant slammed his phone down in the penthouse, the skyline mocking him. The photo popped up in his feed, some algorithm glitch or fate screwing him. Jamal's face, those gray eyes staring back like a mirror, his chest squeezed. No way. He zoomed in, pulse hammering, identical. His grandfather's eyes, his own. Stock alerts buzzed, shares dipping on rumors of his personal drama. Martin burst in, tablet glowing. "It's spreading. That photo's everywhere. We gotta shut her down. Sue for defamation. Paint her as unstable." Alexander Pace, scotch splashing. "Send another check. Double it. And a note. Take it or face hell." Martin grinned. "Smart. Threaten legal, harassment, custody if she pushes. The envelope went out, but doubt festered. Alexander scrolled comments. Looks just like Grant. Denying his own kid, scumbag. His empire trembled. Partners emailing concerns. Stocks sliding another point. Media hounds dug. Old flings, shady deals, headlines brewing. Billionaire's secret baby? He poured more scotch. Dad's voice echoing. Weakness kills empires. But those eyes? They chipped at his denial. He grabbed his journal, hidden in a drawer, pages filled with rants. Can't be mine, she's bluffing. But if... No. End it! Pen scratched furious, but the words rang hollow. Keisha found the new envelope under her door. 200 grand. Note, cash it. Stop the lies, or lawyers come. Rage boiled. She tore it, pieces hitting the trash can. Screw you, she spat. Phone buzzed, more shares, comments exploding. That's Alexander Grant's eyes. Dude's got some explaining. At the diner, whispers turned shouts. You viral now? A coworker sneered. Bet you're loving the attention. Customers pointed. Keisha's hands shook while pouring coffee. Just trying to work, she muttered. Rosa knocked later, eyes wide. Misha, that photo, it's blowing up. People saying he can't deny those eyes. Keisha exhaled. Yeah, but now everyone's watching. Loretta called. Child didn't mean to start a fire, but truth's out. Folks seeing it. Keisha clutched Jamal. What if he comes after me? Then you stand, Loretta said. Truth don't need permission. Alexander fielded calls, investors panicking, media sniffing. Handle it, he barked at Martin. But scrolling late, comments piled. Outrage, demands for proof. Stocks tanked 3 points. Partners bailed on a deal. His empire cracked. He stared at the photo again, journal open. Dad was right, deny or die. But doubt whispered louder. What if he's mine? He slammed it shut, but the question lingered, gnawing. Keisha wrote more letters that night. People see your eyes now, Jamal. They know. Your daddy fights it, but truth's coming. Her resolve steel-hardened. The city buzzed with rumors, shadows lengthening. Whispers turned to roars as the storm was building. Wind howled through the Bronx streets, rattling windows like angry fists. Keisha Johnson slammed the diner door behind her, rain soaking her uniform, the pink slip clutched in her fist. Fired. Just like that. The tabloid headline burned in her mind. Maid turned gold digger, how Keisha Johnson hunted billionaire's fortune. Photos of her at work, Jamal on her hip, twisted into some scheming plot. Customers had pointed at lull shifts, whispering louder than orders. Her manager finally snapped, Can't have this drama tank in business. Pack up. Keisha's chest heaved, rage boiling. Bastards, she muttered, trudging home. Neighbors who'd nodded hello now averted eyes, doors clicking shut as she passed. That's her, one hissed from a stoop. Hunting money from day one. Even Rosa hesitated at the door, handing Jamal over quickly. People talking, mija. Be careful. Keisha snatched her son, slamming the door. The apartment felt smaller, walls closing in. Jamal fussed. She rocked him fiercely. They don't know squat about us. But doubt stabbed. Job gone, rent looming, whispers turning to walls. She pulled her notebook, pen, and digging paper. Jamal, they call your mama a hunter, but I fought for every scrap. Don't let their lies dim your light. Words spilled hot, her anchor in the storm. Across town, Alexander Grant stared at the screaming headline on his desk, the penthouse silent, except for his ragged breaths. Stocks plummeted 5 points overnight. Partners bailing, media swarming. The photo is viral now. Jamal's gray eyes splashed everywhere. Comments ripping him. Deadbeat dad. Empire built on lies. Martin paced, fuming. Told you, smear her harder. This gold digger crap's backfiring. Alexander's jaw locked. You push that story. And it'd work if you manned up, Martin shot. Demand DNA now. Prove she's lying, bury her. Doubt roared. Alexander grabbed his journal, flipping to blank pages. Dad drilled it. Weakness destroys. But this kid, if he's mine, am I him? Cold, bailing like he did. Pen scratched frantically, memories flooding. His grandfather's eyes in old photos. His dad's iron grip teaching denial over love. Can't be a crap dad like them. He slammed it shut, heart pounding. Viral posts piled. Outrage. Calls for boycotts. His real estate deals crumbled. Projects halted, rivals circling like sharks. He dialed Keisha's number. Blocked. Screw it, he growled, agreeing to Martin's push. Set up the test. End this. Keisha's phone buzzed nonstop. Reporters, strangers, venom. Gold digger, texts screamed. She deleted them, but the hit landed. At church, even there, stares followed. Loretta pulled her aside. Child, that rag's lying. But fight it. Truth's your weapon. Keisha's voice cracked. Lost my job. Neighbors ghosting. How? Loretta squeezed her arm. You stand. For him, Jamal cooed, gray eyes steady. Keisha nodded, fire flickering. Drama spiked when paparazzi camped outside her building. Flashes blinded her as she stepped out for groceries. Keisha, you trapping Grant? She shielded Jamal, pushing through. Home she barricaded, rocking him. They coming for us, baby, but we hold. Alexander's office buzzed with chaos. Calls from board members, threats to oust him. Personal mess tanking us, one barked. He stared at the viral photo again, those eyes accusing. Journal out. Fear's eaten me. Dad said deny, but what if that's the real weakness? Words blurred with sweat. Media dug deeper. Exes spilling. Old scandals resurfacing. Stocks dove another notch. Under pressure, he caved. Lawyers arranged the DNA test. Court ordered, no escape. Fine, he muttered to Martin. But if it's mine, Martin smirked. We spin it. Pay her off quietly. Keisha got the subpoena at her door, hands trembling. DNA test, she read. Rage mixed with relief. Finally, she called Loretta. He's forcing it. Then let him, Loretta said. Truth doesn't fear the light. At the clinic, tension choked the air. Keisha arrived first, Jamal in arms, coat threadbare against the chill. Reporters swarmed outside. Is Grant the dad? She hurried in, chin high. Alexander slipped through a back entrance, flanked by suits. The waiting room was silent as he entered. Eyes locked on Keisha. Jamal stirred, gray eyes meeting his dad's. Alexander's breath hitched, mirror image, undeniable. The nurse called them. Swabs quick, cheek scrape for Jamal, then him. Samples sealed, fate locked. Outside, cameras flashed. Mr. Grant, admit it? He was stone-faced but glanced at Jamal once more, vulnerability cracking through. Keisha held her son tight. It's coming, baby. They're all gonna see. Days dragged like knives. Alexander holed up, journal filling. If positive, what then? Dad's ghost laughing. Weakness won. Empire teetered, deals canceled, headlines screaming. Keisha faced isolation. No job offers, neighbors shunning. She wrote more. They broke us down, but we rise. Your eyes are the proof. The envelope arrived, clinic seal. Keisha tore it open, breath held. Probability of paternity, 99.9%. Tears streamed. It's true, she whispered, kissing Jamal. You're his. Alexander's copy hit his desk. He stared, world tilting. Mine. Journal slammed. Dad was wrong. Can't deny anymore. The storm peaked. Truth exposed, no turning back. Rain hammered the Bronx streets, turning gutters into rivers. Keisha Johnson clutched the DNA results, paper crinkling in her fist like a lifeline. 99.99%. Jamal cooed in his bassinet, oblivious, his storm gray eyes blinking at the ceiling. She paced the tiny apartment, heart slamming. It's out now, she whispered. Phone exploded. Reporters begging quotes, strangers spewing hate. Gold digger got her proof, texts screamed. She deleted them, but the buzz shook her. Loretta called, Child, truth's loose. Brace yourself. Across the city, Alexander Grant stared at his copy in the penthouse. Skyline blurred through streaked glass. Mine, he muttered, world tilting. Stocks tanked hard. 8 points overnight. Partners fleeing like rats. Headlines blasted, Grant's secret son confirmed. Media swarmed his building, cameras flashing like gunfire. Martin burst in, red-faced. Damage control now. Spin it as her trap. Pay her quiet. Alexander's jaw tightened. No more spins. He fired Martin on the spot. You're done. Get out. Martin's eyes bulged. You'll regret this. Your empire's toast without me. The door slammed. Alexander poured no drink, just sat, journal open. Dad lied. Denial's the real killer. Gotta own this. Pen flew, raw. Fear of sucking as a dad like his old man, but resolve hardening. Projects crumbled. Big developments axed. Rivals snatching market share. Board emails flooded. Resign or we'll force you. He ignored them, empire bleeding, but truth louder. He called a press conference, suit rumpled, face drawn. Cameras rolled live, reporters hungry. The results confirm it, he said, voice steady but cracking. Jamal is my son. I denied him, slandered his mother, Keisha, out of arrogance and fear. I was wrong. To her, to him, I'm sorry. No excuses. Gasps rippled. Questions erupted. You paying up? Custody fight? He held up a hand. This ain't about money. It's about doing right. Flashes blinded him as he walked off. The world watching. The news hit like a bomb. Keisha froze at Rosa's, TV blaring his words. He said it, she breathed, tears hot. Jamal stirred. She scooped him up. Your daddy owned up. But words? Cheap. Phone rang off the hook. Support mixed with venom. She turned it off, rocking Jamal. We don't need his spotlight. Alexander drove to the Bronx alone. No limo, heart pounding. Paparazzi tailed, but he shook them. Knocked on Keisha's door, rain dripping. She cracked it, eyes narrowed. What the hell do you want? To see him, he said, voice low. And apologize. Face to face. She slammed it. Too late. You called me trash. Denied my boy. Get lost. He knocked again. Keisha, please, I screwed up badly. Let me prove. The door flew open. Prove? You think a press gig fixes months of hell? I lost my job. Neighbors shun me. All 'cause your mess. Jamal cried inside. She turned, slamming it again. Alexander stood, soaked, gut twisting. He left but returned the next day. Knocked softer. I ain't leaving. She ignored. Reporters found her building, shouting, Keisha, Grant's here. Forgiving him? Flashes popped. Alexander shoved through, blocking them. Back off. Leave her alone. No security, just him yelling, chasing them like a street fighter. Cops came. Paps scattered. Keisha peeked from the window, stunned. Door cracked. Why'd you do that? 'Cause it's right, he said, breathless. No lawyers, no cash. Just me. She eyed him warily. Don't mean I trust you. He nodded. Fair, but I'll keep showing up. Days blurred. Alexander ditched meetings, empire crumbling, deals lost, board plotting his oust. He showed up at her door daily. Brought formula, he said once, bag in hand. She took it, the door half shut. Ain't buying my forgiveness. Another time, reporters ambushed her on a walk. Alexander appeared, shielding her and Jamal. Get gone, this family's off limits. Words slipped. Family. Keisha's breath caught, but she shoved him off. We ain't yours. He helped find her a job, not with cash, but pounding pavement. Filled apps myself, he said, handing flyers. First time. She stared, skeptical. Why no check? 'Cause you deserve real help, he muttered. Journal nights. Dad's ghost screams weakness, but protecting them? That's strength. Empire tanked harder. Projects canned, rivals gloating. Board voted, out. He shrugged it off, showing up anyway. Keisha watched him change, awkward with Jamal, but trying, holding him gently, cooing off key. Reporters hounded him. He blocked every time. They're mine to protect, he growled once, fists ready. She didn't soften quickly, but cracks showed. You fighting for us now? She asked one night, door open wider. Yeah, he said, every day. Loretta visited. He's breaking, child. But watch, actions over words. Keisha nodded, holding Jamal. We'll see. Alexander left that night, resolve steel. Empire gone, But truth unveiled, his to own. Summer heat baked the Bronx sidewalks, kids splashing in open hydrants, music blasting from stoops. Keisha Johnson wiped sweat from her brow, watching Jamal toddle across the park grass, his laughs cutting through the noise. Alexander Grant chased him, awkward in jeans and a plain tee. No suit, no entourage. He ditched the penthouse weeks back, trading marble for a modest apartment nearby. Empire's gone, he'd said flatly. Don't need it. Board ousted him, deals vaporized, rivals feasting on scraps. He shrugged it off, showing up daily like clockwork. Jamal tripped, plopping down with a giggle. Alexander scooped him up, dusting grass off his knees. Easy there, champ. The boy clapped, grabbing his dad's shirt. Keisha's chest tightened from the bench. Still wary, but the sight chipped at her walls. He's getting good at this, she called, voice neutral. Alexander glanced over, smile tentative. Yeah, thanks to you. He set Jamal down, joining her. Park days beat boardrooms anytime. She eyed him. You say that now. What happens when the shine wears off? Won't, he said firmly. Priorities shifted. He's first. No grand promises, just showing up. Mornings he knocked with coffee, helping feed Jamal mushy cereal. Afternoons, floor time. Stacking blocks, Jamal knocking them down with squeals. Alexander fumbled at first, hands used to signing deals, not wiping noses. Crap, how's this diaper work? He'd mutter, tape crooked. Keisha watched, arms crossed. Like this, she'd show, not touching him. Evenings he stuck around for dinner. Simple stuff. Rice and beans from Rosa's recipe. Burned it last time, he admitted, stirring carefully. Oh, Keisha snorted. Billionaire can't cook? Figures. But she let him try, the kitchen filling with awkward laughs. Community eyed him oddly at first. Whispers. That's the rich dude? But Loretta nodded approval at church. He's humbling, child. Watching him change. Keisha's guard held. Memories stabbed. His hospital denial. Calling her trash. You think playtime erases that? She snapped one night, Jamal asleep. Alexander's eyes dropped. No, but I'm trying to build better. His journal stayed hidden, pages raw. Dad's lessons poisoned me. Love is weakness. But holding him? That's real power. He learned humility bite by bite. Reporters still lurked, but he faced them head on. Back off, my family, he'd growl. No lawyers, just grit. One sticky afternoon, they hit the park again. Jamal chased pigeons, Alexander jogging after, scooping him before a tumble. Gotcha, laughter echoed. Keisha felt it. A flicker. Dangerous. Hope. She joined, pushing Jamal on a swing, Alexander behind. Higher, Daddy, Jamal babbled. Alexander froze at the word, eyes wet. Yeah, buddy, higher. Keisha's throat caught. He called you that. Alexander nodded, voice thick. Don't deserve it yet, but I'll earn it. No push for more, just presence. He helped with baths, splashing water fight, and turning the bathroom into a lake. You're a mess, Keisha teased, towel drying Jamal. Alexander grinned sheepishly. Worth it. Community strength buoyed her. Rosa dropped by with empanadas. He's sticking around, huh? Good sign. Loretta at pantry. Hygiene kits for you, and that man's learning humble pie. Keisha wrote letters nightly. Your daddy's changing, Jamal. Not perfect, but showing up. That's love creeping in. Alexander's old life haunted him. Calls from ex-partners, mocking his fall. You're washed up, one sneered. He hung up unfazed. Journal. Lost billions, gained a son. Fair trade. He prioritized skipping investor pleas for park picnics, sandwiches on blankets, and Jamal smearing peanut butter everywhere. This beats closing deals, he said, wiping tiny hands. Keisha softened slowly. One evening, storm brewing outside, they sat on her couch, Jamal between. Why'd you move close? She asked quietly. Couldn't stay away, he admitted. You two, you're my shot at right. No romance push, just truth. She didn't reply, but let him stay till the rain eased. Weeks meshed into routine. Church together Sundays. Alexander in the pew, head bowed. Loretta whispering, God's working. Park outings drew stares, but he ignored them, focusing on Jamal's grins. Keisha watched him learn, changing diapers, smooth now, lullabies off-key but soothing. "You're getting it," she said once, voice soft. He met her eyes. "Thanks to you, strongest woman I know." She looked away, heart stirring. Community-backed, neighbors nodding now, whispers fading to support. "He's trying," Rosa said. Keisha's letters shifted. "Hygiene from hurt to hope. Your future's bright because of us." Alexander journaled, "Humility hurts, but love heals." Dad never got that. He embraced it. Simple life, real bonds. One twilight, park emptying, Jamal yawned in his arms. Keisha walked beside. "This family's fragile," she said, "but maybe worth building." He nodded. Every day. Hope nuzzled, thanks to her strength, his change, and Jamal's eyes, truth binding them. The lesson from this story hits hard and true. Truth can't be buried forever, no matter how much power or money you throw at it. And real redemption starts when you choose humility, responsibility, and love over ego and denial, proving that strength often comes from community, perseverance, and the quiet courage to face your mistakes. Have you ever had to fight for truth in your own life, or watch someone transform through accountability? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your stories inspire us all. Stick around, because next time we're diving into another gripping tale of betrayal, resilience, and unexpected twists that'll leave you rethinking family bonds. Thanks so much for watching and being part of this journey. Catch you in the next one.